to my channel. Sorry if I'm really bright, and again, sorry, don't mind my background. I kind of moved the picture down, but please just ignore the background. So it's later in the day. It's like evening time, actually, like nighttime. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about my first day of nursing orientation. So I was accepted to nursing school, and today was their first day, like pre-orientation or whatever. So today was a day where we went to kind of get to know all the people in the program and choose our clinical site. So I've been following the nursing forums for a while, and like always checking like, you know, what's the status or what's this, and get tips and all these helpful hints. And then we also like for the students who made it into this fall's program, there's like a Facebook group that we created, or someone created, and I joined, and then we just all kind of got to know each other over that, and then just like helped each other out with questions and all that stuff. So that was really helpful. So I kind of like just jumped in. But anyways, yeah, so today was my first day of nursing school orientation. It was about 5 hours or so. But yes, so I was so nervous. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like an overwhelming thing. It's like crazy. So I also went in there knowing that I'm gonna be shocked with the pricing of stuff. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I went. So let me just start. So I got there early, probably like an hour or 2 hours early, and I just ate at the they have a corner bakery in this campus, so I went there. I edited some videos, and then I walked over to the area, and then I was sitting down, and then like another student, we kind of like made eye contact, and then we're like, you're here for the nursing program? And we're like, yeah. And then we kind of introduced each other, and then we kind of figured out that we saw each other in the Facebook forum. So that was kind of like a relief. Like, okay, we met in person, and there's someone else like in the same nerve-wracking moment as you. So we kind of talked and got to know each other, which is pretty cool. You know, it's always good to kind of like network and get to know other people, because one, you guys can have like study groups together, and then another is just like to have someone there to kind of relieve some of those nerves, right? So we both like, oh my gosh, it's so nerve-wracking, blah blah blah. And we were just like looking everywhere, and we figured out that we needed to go to whatever the room was, so we did. And then we saw other people there waiting, and then we just kind of talked about life and kind of our plans while we were waiting, because we still had like an hour left. And so once it was time, they called us out. We had like certain things we had to bring to orientation. So we had to bring a copy of our driver's license, and then 2 passport pictures. I think that kind of has to do with later on with your like background information, or like your IDs and stuff like that. But so we came in, they kind of asked for our names, and then gave us a piece of paper with our name on it, like our demographics. So we made sure all that was done. And so overall, it was good, very informative. But the shocker was when they gave us the pricing of the books. So for our program, we have to buy the electronic books. They're ebooks. It's mandatory. It's like a package, and that price of the package, when they told us, I swear, I'm sure everybody was like, so and then they had an option, so that's just electronic books, right? And so they have another option where you can buy hard copies along with the electronic books. And when I saw that price, I was like, for me, hard copy books are so much easier for me to focus, because I can actually flip the pages and highlight and all that stuff. I love technology, but just like with ebooks, it's really hard. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I'm still really debating on that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy, the price of the books. And then they told us like all the other prices, like the uniforms, the badges, and you go through all this stuff that you need before, because after this orientation, we have another 3 days of orientation at the beginning of the school year. So it's 3 days of orientation. That's when you'll get all your books together and like sign up for and register for your all your codes and stuff, because those ebooks come with codes for each of the books and your clinicals and all that stuff. So I'll probably talk about that once it comes closer, or once I go to that 3-day orientation. But today, so basically they kind of told you an overview of what's going to go on. They gave you a class schedule. Okay, so this, I'm so sad. Okay, so the dean explained to us our schedule and what we could choose from, and then there was clinical sites that we were able to choose from. But when we walked in the beginning, they had those bingo lottery spinning whatever machines. So they spun it and you got a number and you put that on your paper, and then you can sit down, and then they told us after that it's going to be a double draw. So whatever number you had there wasn't going to be the number that was in the order, because it was kind of like a first come first serve based depending on your number. So I was like, okay, I got 21. I'm good, because even the dean was like, yeah, the first 20 people are really, 25 people are going to be really happy because you get your first choice of clinical sites. And then the last 15 people, you're probably going to be upset with us. So I'm like, I got 21. I'm fine. And then they told us, yeah, so the number you have is not the number you're going to, the order you're going. And I'm like, ugh. They're like, yeah, we're going to redraw whatever number pops out. And if you have that number, that's the number that's going up. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't lose hope there. And I was like, okay. So we had to choose like our top 6. Like we had to number our preferences from 1 to 6 and what we wanted the most. And then last. And then they had like 2 class schedules, like one in the morning for lecture, and one in the morning, one in the mid-afternoons or whatever. So I did that. I chose that. And then it was time for the draw. And she keeps rolling in my number. I'm like, oh my gosh. I ended up being like one of the last 10. Nonetheless, I got the last one, the last place that no one really wanted. I'm like, oh my gosh. Which is fine. Okay. I was like, at first I was really bummed out, and then I came home and I'm like, okay, I was meant to get this place, right? It's not that bad. I got into the Veterans Affairs medical hospital, so I thought about it and I was like, huh, it's gonna be pretty cool, whatever. I'm gonna get lots of experience. Someone like the friends that I met there, like, or we became friends. I guess we became friends. She kind of told me that they said that in that area you kind of learn more. Schedule, we kind of got our first glimpse of what our schedule was going to be the first semester, and I'm like, okay, with the prices of the book, I really do have to work, but it's going to be so hard. So I'm still debating if I want to work at least part-time or not, which, I mean, I do want to, but then I do really want to pass. So I'm like, okay. And they told us like what passing is. They said they kind of changed the rules up a little bit, the policies up a little bit. So there's like 2 passing things that you have to do. So you have to make a 75.5 in your overall lecture, and then you have to pass the HESI exam, which I think every semester you have to take a HESI exam. So that's so if you fail either one of those, then you don't pass, right? And so I'm like, ooh. So that's that. And then so they said we could go ahead and buy our books and everything, and they explained to us like what we needed to do for our clinicals. Just like in my head I'm like, oh, this is gonna add up to like so expensive. I'm like, oh my gosh. But this, in the long run, this is for the future and it's gonna pay off. I gotta keep thinking that, right? But yes, overall it was really nice to kind of get a head look of what's really going to happen. I'm one of those people who like want to know so I can get ready. I'm like, oh, I'm ready to buy school supplies, but I do leave for Vietnam next week. So when I come back, I still have like a good 3 weeks before we start school, so I can get everything together and all that stuff. But I'm supposed to turn in my application for my clinicals like by next week or something like that. So but yes, so overall it was really exciting, nerve-wracking, but very informative. We all kind of go in very, whenever you get accepted, it's just like an overwhelming thing, and then you go to orientation, you're like, oh my god, all this stuff is just so like you're stressing out already and school hasn't even started yet, and you're like, okay. But it kind of gives you something to kind of work with. And you know, they said not to read anything, just relax the whole summer, but I kind of bought one of the books, or rented one of the books off of Amazon, because I wanted to kind of get a heads up and just kind of read over and overview the stuff, even though I might not get everything that they're talking about in the book. It's just, you know, if you constantly read and repeat and read and repeat, it'll stick in your memory a lot better. So yes, sorry if I was all over the place in this video. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys what happened today. I hope this was a little bit informative. I know it's kind of over the place, but if you guys have any questions or have any tips, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to be doing more nursing videos, of course, a school supplies video, because I'm a freak about school supplies and I just love school supplies. Who doesn't, right? Pens, paper. But yes, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time. I'm sorry if I'm moving my arms all around, but yes, so if you guys like my channel, comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. Bye, have a great day.